Welcome everybody, my name is Josh Rivers, and today I am doing a Q&A video. I asked for questions on a separate video that is now unlisted. I got over 100, which is way more than I ever thought I was ever gonna get. I was expecting 3, but I had to prune a lot because a lot of them were Drag Race related, and some of those, I kept a few, but some of those are better suited for separate individual videos, so I have them saved. Don't worry, I will more than likely be talking about them in the future. And then others I had to prune just for the sake of my own sanity because I couldn't answer everything. So we're going to start right away with the greatest Kit Kat that ever lived. Have you got a pet? If you do, what is its name? I have 2 dogs. One is a miniature pinscher. Her name is Coco. She's 12 years old. She's a grumpy old lady. She sleeps all day and is up all night and is super annoying. The other one is Butch, and he is, I don't know how old he is. He's probably 5 at this point, and he's also very, very annoying, and he's a pit bull, and he's very annoying, but people are scared of him, and that's why we have him, because we know for a fact he will never attack anyone, truly, but people think that he will attack them, so it makes us feel safer. And they also asked, will you ever get a P.O. box? I already have a P.O. box. You can see my mailing address in the description of this video and also the description on my channel. It will always be there. I need to check if it's actually paid for this month. That's something I need to check in on. But yeah, if you ever send me something, let me know if you're gonna send me anything, because I need to actually go check. I'm just always under the assumption that there's never anything sent to me. So you have to tell me, otherwise I will just not go and check on it. Which do you think will have a drag king first, Drag Race or Dragula? Dragula. Are there any games you wish you could forget playing just so you could experience it all over again? I really wish I could experience Dropsy all over again. Dropsy is a point-and-click adventure game with a lot of puzzles. You really remember those stay in your mind, and I really wish I could forget that entire game. It's one of my favorite games ever. Features a clown as a main character, so I really wish I could experience that game all over again, but it's a one-time thing unless I forget all about it in a decade. Otherwise, I'm gonna just remember every single aspect about that game for the time being. And if you haven't played Dropsy, do. It's so good. Would you ever try to do an interview with the Dragula girls? I have no interest in doing interviews. It's just something I don't think I'll be good at. I just don't think I'll be good at talking to people in general. If some of the girls are down for playing some Mario Kart or some shit, I'd be down for that, but interviews is just not something I think I will ever get into when it comes to drag queens of any sort. What could make you quit YouTube? Get your notepads out, kids. Take notes. Jot them down. Learn something today. I'm joking. Really and truly and honestly, the only thing I could think of is a better opportunity. I mean, a job. So if you hate me enough, if you hate my content enough, hire me. Hire me. Get me a job. Otherwise, I don't really see myself quitting YouTube for any other reason. I may take a break if something in my life is that bad, but there's been terrible things happening in my life basically since I started, and I haven't quit yet. So I'm gonna keep on trucking until that day comes. Would you date a trans guy? Yeah, absolutely. The most important question, how are you? A little gassy. Brazit Barba, I'm so trash. I didn't even screenshot the entire message. Basically, they asked why in my All-Stars 3 episode 2 recap did I say I'm not a good friend and why I don't value friendship that much. Okay, here's why I don't value friendship, is because I've been burned a lot in the past, especially with kids in high school. And I understand high school and middle school, it's those friendships are not the ones that were ever gonna last. I do get that. But also online, I have been, haven't had the best time. And why I don't consider myself to be a good friend is because I don't listen to people. I don't take people's problems seriously. Even if I like you, I keep you at arm's length. I just don't want to have those sort of, conversations. It's just, I don't think I'm a good friend. People will say otherwise, but I have a hard time communicating with people and getting across my feelings and retaining the feelings of others. That's just something I have a hard time with. Why do you say guys so much in your outro? Well, I have to say guys when I say I love you guys, because otherwise it's too much when I just say I love you. So that's too much. So I have to say guys to make it more casual. And then when I say bye guys, I need to elongate it. And I think it's easier to say elongate the sound than it is to elongate the I sound. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily need the guys in the see you guys next time. I could just say see you next time, but I just think it rolls off the tongue better. So those are the reasons why I say guys 3 different times. And that's all complete bullshit. I didn't even realize I said guys 3 different times until you pointed it out, and now it's the only thing I could think about. Favorite gay/campiest cult film? Female Trouble. I watch it every Christmas. Favorite Dragula challenge? My favorite Dragula challenge is the Ghost Town challenge. I really love the location-based challenges. And the Ghost Town is my favorite one just because the setting is so amazing for the looks. What time do you go to sleep? I tend to go to sleep at 4 a.m., which is not the best time, but it works for me for some reason. If all of a sudden the plug was pulled and there was no more YouTube, what would you do? Probably cry. Internet-wise and like gaming-wise and video-wise, I would probably move over to Twitch, like fully. I do Twitch now, but like I would spend all my time on Twitch. Non-internet-wise, I would probably actually have to try and succeed in the world, which is really sad to think about. If you could instantly be a talented dancer, lip syncer, and makeup artist, what would your drag name be? Very presumptuous of you to think that I'm not a talented dancer, lip syncer, and makeup artist. I mean, I'm not, but still. But I also got the drag name question from a couple other people. So I would be Dreamsicle Cream Puff, because first off, I love food-based names. Secondly, it also just gives us this visual of something very sweet, because it's literally a pastry. And I like the color scheme of orange and white, which is what Dreamsicle Cream Puffs are. I also have thought about other drag names. One name is What, as in what is my drag name? And this one I made as a joke, but someone reminded me of it recently and I was like, God, I'm fucking funny. And that is the name On a Tangent, which is just, oh, that's genius. I'm so fucking funny. Are you a Disney fan? If so, favorite Disney movie? My favorite Disney movie is Mulan. I probably watched that the most out of any Disney film. I used to watch it all the time as a kid on VHS. As far as being a Disney fan, I'm a huge Disney fan, but I haven't been like up to date as much. Like I haven't seen Coco, even though I really should, because you know, it's my culture, because it's literally my culture, so probably should watch it. When did you start watching Drag Race? I started watching Drag Race season 4 because Willem was on, and I was a fan of Willem prior to her appearance on Drag Race, and like I was into her that whole scene there with Transcontinental, because I was a huge fan of them, huge fan of all those queens. And I started watching episode 2, I think, is when I first started watching. And then between episodes 2 and 3, I watched seasons 2 and 3 on the Netflix app on my 3DS, which is wild to me that the 3DS has a Netflix app and the Switch doesn't. Ella Cushing asked, what is your dream job? Like most basic people, I would like to get a book published. I don't know if that really is considered a job. I would also like to work in the gaming industry, possibly a writer for certain games, or I've also would like to learn a coding language and, you know, actually code the game. That could actually, I think learning a coding language in general is just a good skill to have. So that is something, and also develop and create my own game to get published is also a dream of mine as well. I think that is something I actually want to strive for. More so than the book, actually, now that I think about it. A risky question, but have you ever kissed another guy, or have you done it before, winky face? I have never kissed another guy, and I've also never had sex with another guy. I am a virgin. I have no problem with admitting that. I never really have. I've talked about that before. What was some of your favorite shows when you were growing up? Cartoon-wise, my favorite shows were Ed, Edd n Eddy and Rugrats. Like, those really made me the person I am today. So much so that Reptar was my childhood hero. So a fictional parody of a fictional character was my hero growing up because of how awesome Reptar was on the show. And not live action wise, I really liked Sabrina the Teenage Witch, That's So Raven, a lot of Disney shows, Drake and Josh, like all the normal shit that someone around my age liked. I basically watched anything. Zoe 101 was the shit. Actually, now I would probably say Zoe 101 was one of the bigger ones. Like, I love that show to death. Surprisingly, I didn't get a lot of questions about this. I was expecting more, but why do you choose not to show your face/identity? First off, I don't want to. I've been anonymous on the internet on and off for a few years now. Posting a selfie and deleting it like every once in a while. I've even posted a vlog on this channel and deleted it before, so some of you missed out on my face. And also, a lot of people really get aggressive about me showing my face and how much they think they're entitled to it. They are not. I have no obligation to show you my face. It's my face, and I get to decide who gets to see it. And the more people ask aggressively, the less likely I will ever show of it. Like, I really get a kick out of people getting angry about not being able to see my face. What is your favorite animal / dog? My favorite animal is the octopus. I just think they're the coolest shits on this planet. They're just so cool, so smart. They're so different. They will take over. If there's ever a being on this planet that will take over, it's gonna be the octopus. Once they walk on land and start being able to move up here, they're gonna take over. Favorite breed of dog is the pug. I love pugs. I know there's problems with the pugs. A lot of people, I don't understand anyone that just gets sad by looking at a pug. Like, I understand the problem of breeding for pugs, but they're here now and we need to take care of them. I'm not gonna let that get away from how fucking lovable they are. They are the cutest fucking ones. I had a pug before and she passed away last year. She was so fucking incredible and I miss her every day. And I love pugs. They are just so fucking cute. I will take care of every single one I find. Of course, don't buy from a breeder, get from a shelter, obviously. What is your all-time favorite song? My favorite song of all time is Crucified by Army of Lovers. Also, there's a really good cover by Ghost, which is another good band, and also both of those are basically it's a couple of my favorite recording artists. I will go far as to say Army of Lovers is my favorite recording artist of all time. They're just so cool. I just love their story and their history and how much of each and every one of them are just complete total divas, like each one, and I love that about them. Sam R asks, do you have a boyfriend? What is your type of guy? And what is your dream wedding? So I currently don't have a boyfriend. I've never had a boyfriend. I've never been in a serious relationship. I talk to guys and it's been somewhat casual, but I've never actually been in a relationship that I considered serious. My type of guy tends to be, I'm really attracted to men at least in their late 30s. Like, that is the least it can be. That's like full-on attraction. I find that really sexy. I also really enjoy guys that are confident and know who they are and have some sort of talent. It doesn't even need to be a talent. It needs to be something that they're really passionate about. That is more so what I'm really attracted to. So physically, there's a lot of variables. There's nothing specifically that I really need or want. I can go facial hair, no facial hair, any ethnicity, any skin tone, any body type. Like, I'm really down for a lot, but those other qualities are kind of needed in my opinion. But also, I did realize something recently, just because I've been talking to more guys than I have been before, and that is I'm kind of a pleaser, and I really will do anything when I find someone very attractive, especially someone at that age, and that does not make for a healthy relationship, and there is definitely a power dynamic there that is not going to work for me right now, because I will do stuff that even I'm uncomfortable with just to please someone, and they're not even aware that I'm uncomfortable with it. So that's just not going to work right now where I am. So I need to understand like who I am and how to be that, just because I'm so inexperienced right now. And dream wedding, I've never cared about weddings. For the majority of my life, I'd never even thought about having a wedding. And like, I was super excited when gay marriage was legalized. But just because it was such a revolutionary thing, I didn't even think about the implications that it could affect me, and that, oh, that means I could get married to a guy. That never even crossed my mind when that happened. But I never really thought about a wedding. I don't really care about weddings. Just if I want to get married to someone, courthouse, let's do it. I don't really need anything big or anything extravagant. Gigi asks, what pop star do you stan? If I were to stan anyone, it would be Vivi Brown. I love her. She's my queen. And Rebecca Black. A lot of people sleep on Rebecca Black. She is it. Listen to her music now. Not her old shit, her new shit. It's so fucking good. This question basically asks, would I ever do a podcast? Yes, I really would like to, but I do not want to do it alone, and that is the big problem right now, is I need to find someone to do it with. I don't really know what the topic would be, probably just pop culture in general. I would never want it to be specifically drag or specifically queer. I mean, it's gonna have queer stuff over it, because more than likely likely the other person will also be gay, or at least LGBT. And I'm obviously pretty fucking gay, so it's gonna have this aura of gay no matter what. But I don't want it to be specifically about drag or anything like that. More than likely it's gonna be video games, knowing me. But I would like to do a podcast in the future. It's just, it's hard trying to figure this shit out. It's hard to fucking do that shit, and I do not want to do it alone. I'd done it alone before, and while I thought it was interesting, it just wasn't for me. When was the first time you got and or gave head? Well, I never received. Even in my, this is too much, but even in my like sexual fantasies, I don't even receive then. It's just like, if you're gonna get me off, you're gonna do other things to me. Well, that was too much. But when I was a suicidal 13 gay boy who was cutting himself and trying to come to terms with being gay, I would meet up with people I knew online, specifically MySpace. And one day I met up with a 15-year-old. He came over when we both skipped school. He drove over, which doesn't make any sense to me because he was 15, so how did he drive? I don't really know, but I don't know. We were talking, we're playing video games, and he was talking about girls, and he got hard, and I did what I did, and he left immediately. Like, basically, the second he came in my mouth, he left. So that was the one time I gave someone head. Not the funnest story, but something that happened. I'm completely fine with it now, but it did affect me for a few years. Did you go to college? If so, what did you study? I have never went to college. I almost went to college once for graphic design, specifically to be in advertising, which is something I still wouldn't mind doing. I think that would be perfectly fine. But I was going to go to the Art Institute, and thank fucking God I didn't go to the Art Institute. Would you date me when I come of age? No, I would never date anyone younger than me, like ever. What are your religious beliefs? I personally consider myself to be Wiccan. I really needed spiritual guidance when I was like 17 years old or so, and it really did help me through a lot. What I really loved about Wicca was how much you control it and how much it's specific to you. There's really no rules set when it comes to Wicca. You do what you want to do with it, and you can even have other religions with it. Those might affect the other religions, but they don't really affect Wicca. That's what I really loved about Wicca, is how much it's personal to you. My one problem with Wicca, especially with being in a community of Wiccans, is how much of a style it is. And I don't mean just like how you dress, but the decor of it all, and like getting an altar and everything. It's just like, it's so much, it's so expensive as well. And it's like, that really put me off to it. Like it feels equivalent to when you see gamers online or like, show your setup, but instead it's Wiccan showing, show your altar. It's really close to that, and that really put me off. But like, I have been thinking about it recently, and it's like, I kind of want to get back into it just because those years when I was into it like really hardcore, those were good years. Like, spiritually, I was very balanced, and I have not been balanced lately. Who is your favorite clown? My current favorite clown is a clown named the Toy Maker, also known as Germspire Designs, and they make what they call infected toys, and there's some really cool art pieces that I love. And also the person behind it, the Toy Maker, is also really cool and really funny. I love what he posts online. I love his art, so he's one of my favorite clowns currently. Do you prefer Daisy, Peach, or Rosalina? I prefer Peach because she is that bitch. She is the original. Also, her in Smash is everything. She will booty bomb you the fuck out. She is the shit. Who are your video game husbandos? I mean, Roadhog obviously is like he's mine. He's mine. But also Drayden from Pokemon's pretty fucking hot. Besides them, I don't really like actively look at video game characters like that, but those two, those two I really enjoy. How and when did your love for clowns come around? So this is actually really interesting. When I was younger, I was so scared of clowns. I was scared of clowns from like the age of 8 to 14 because I watched the It miniseries, and it scared the shit out of me. But at around the age of 14, I kind of got over it, and I stopped being scared of clowns as much. And I really started getting into mimes, because I thought mimes were just cool. And I was like, I like mimes well enough, but I like colorful things. I like things that are that have a lot of color to it. And mimes were generally black and white, and mimes are a subsect of clowns. So I looked into clowns, I did some research, and I learned a lot about a lot of different clowns, and they're just so cool. And I love how cool clowns are and like the history behind it. So I started to get into clowns from there, and that is why I really love clowns. And I created my own clown character, and I really love clowns, and clowns have been on the come up recently, especially the year 2017 in video games. Clowns have been, yeah, that's mainly the reason why I love clowns, is because I was scared of them, and now I'm not scared of them. A lot of people talked about Drag Race have said that Raja is one of the most deserving winners, that she was clearly going to be the winner from the very beginning. Do you agree that she is a clear winner? Well, the thing about season 3 is that everything was leaked. It was leaked that Raja won even before the cast was revealed. So everyone that says, oh, she was the clear winner from the beginning, it's like, that's not really true. There's no way that they didn't know that she was the winner. It was just very clear that she was. So, but I do think she's one of the most deserving of the season. She definitely deserved to win, in my opinion. She just did the best. She just did so well. She did change how drag was viewed on that show so much. If you had to choose, would you rather never watch Drag Race again or never play a Nintendo game again? I would never watch Drag Race again. That's so clear and easy to me. I play Nintendo games all the fucking time. Nintendo is like basically my life. Drag Race is cool, but it has no competition there. Nintendo is too important to me at this point. Besides Drag Race and Dragula, would you do any other TV web episode reviews? I won't do per episode reviews like I have done with Drag Race or Dragula, but I will do season reviews like I did for Game of Thrones. I did that for Game of Thrones season 7, and I probably will do that when this upcoming TV season ends for certain shows. So I will do that. I do plan on doing that in the future. At what age did you come out? I technically never came out. Like, my family knows. They have eyes and ears, but it's just never been discussed. Like, they know I'm gay. I know for a fact they know I'm gay. It's just, we never really talk about it. I don't really care to talk about it. It's not like I talk about guys all the time because I'm never in a relationship. So it's never a discussion to be brought up. And yeah, it's just, there's never been a problem with it though. They just know I'm gay. They know I love drag. They know I'm super femme. They just know. How did you come up with your YouTube name? I just kind of made it up. It just sounded fun to say, Pixel Pixel Boom. Like, it just sounded like something people would remember. And from what I can tell, they do. They do remember the name Pixel Pixel Boom. I tend to rationalize like a meaning afterwards. Like, maybe it's like Tick Tick Boom or something like that. But no, it was made up. It was just... I just made it up one day. Favorite season of Drag Race and favorite queens. My favorite season is probably season 3 or season 6. I think those two are very good. My favorite queen of Drag Race ever is Jessica Wilde. She's my favorite Drag Race queen. What country or state would you want a Pokemon region based on? I want a South America based Pokemon so badly. I think more so Peru. I think that's like where I want it to be based on. But anywhere in South America I think would look amazing. I really do believe that the next region is either going to be Singapore or South America based. Are there any games you definitely won't play or TV shows / movies you won't ever watch? I will never play Undertale just because the fandom just put a sour taste in my mouth when it came to that game. It's also never on sale. I noticed that it's never on sale, which I'm like, why is it never on sale? And then any TV shows / movies you won't watch. I won't ever watch any superhero based anything. I hate superhero movies and TV shows. I just hate them so much. Pineapple on pizza. Here's the thing. I understand why people enjoy it. I understand the flavor combination and why it's good. What I do not like is cooked caramelized pineapples. I do not like that taste. I do not like that flavor. I don't like hot cooked pineapple in general, even on cake or anything. Like, I don't like that shit. So, in that way, I don't like pineapple on pizza. And I do not think it works with chilled, cold, raw pineapple. I'm positive that pineapple doesn't work. So, I personally don't enjoy pineapple on pizza, but I understand people that do. What got you interested in drag? Was it one particular thing, or did you always admire them? I got interested in drag because I was a youngin on MySpace, and I was into the scene culture a lot, and there were a lot of feminine men, so it wasn't that hard of a jump from the guys that were popular scene kids to drag queens. It really wasn't that big of a jump at all, especially when you had like big figures like Jeffree Star. I moved over to drag queens and I thought they were really cool and interested. I was into a lot of New York queens at the time, like the House of Aviance and people like that. Peppermint was one of them. That's how I knew Peppermint forever before she was on Drag Race. Like, that's how I got into drag, and it just kind of stayed with me since then. Who's your favorite Gwen of all time, non-Ru girls included? My favorite queen of all time is America Tour Aviant. She was one of those New York queens I was talking about that I knew from MySpace. She was amazing. Her My Pumps music video is so iconic to me. It means so much. That video means so much to me. I love that video. So like, she's everything to me. Like, she's my favorite queen of all time. Favorite shows right now I'm watching The Magicians, and it's so good. I also watch Superstore, which is just hilarious, and Lucifer I'm also watching right now, which is alright. It's kind of weird right now, but I'm fine with it. What's your ideal wall color? Right now my wall is like a bluish gray right now. It's not that pretty. I really like a light blue, on my wall, which I used to have in my old room. But I wouldn't mind like a bright pink. I would be down for a bright pink wall. Other than clowns, what genre of characters do you like seeing portrayed in games and TV? I need mermaids. I like mermaids. I like witches. I'm into that shit. Like, those are, oh, I love mermaids. We need more mermaids. I understand why it's so hard, because water and all that bullshit, but mermaids are everything. We need more mermaids in all media. When you were a child, was there anything you really wanted but never got? Examples: toys, video games your parents love, etc. So there's two things that come to mind. They're both Pokemon. One, when I was really young and first getting into Pokemon, there was this Pikachu camera. It was a blue camera with like, it was a lot like the Hey You Pikachu N64, where it was like blue with like a printed, like a bubbled out Pikachu on it. It was like that, but a camera. And I really wanted it, like, and I used to be really into photography. And I think that was the reason why I was into photography, because I wanted that camera, but I never got it. The other thing I really wanted and never got was Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire for the Game Boy Advance. Like, I really wanted those games and I never got it, so I never actually got to experience the third generation Pokemon, like, as it happened, like, truly on the Game Boy Advance. But I played them later in life, but at the time I never got those games physically. If you were to compete in a season of Drag Race, how do you think you would do overall in the competition, and where do you think you would place? I would go home first, for sure. Like, for sure. There's no fucking way. I can't even walk in heels. I can't do anything. I can't do anything drag queens can do. I have no right to talk shit on them. Something I wondered, since your videos with your brother, you seem to present yourself as more masked when you do videos with him. Is that something intentional? Is it a conscious decision? Well, first off, every video I've done with my brother has been in one recording session. That was the only time I recorded with my brother, was that one time. But it's not conscious. I don't really realize it, and I don't think it's more mask. I think I'm just more quiet, because that's how I am around my family. I'm just more quiet and not as like loud and abrasive as I am in videos. Because I do have the mindset that no matter who you are, no matter what, when you're being recorded, when you're on video, when there's more than, let's say, like 3 sets of eyeballs on you, you're a character. And I'm a character right now. Like, I am not like this in real life. I'm very quiet in reality. So I think that's more of my personality coming out, is when I'm with him, is more the quietness and just like very few words. And he's actually the opposite. He's actually very outgoing and fun and talkative when he's in real life, but I think on camera he was a bit more there. So we both somehow met in the middle in our recording sessions when we were together. But I don't actively try to be like that. I don't think so anyways. If it is, it's definitely not conscious. And I would never actively try to be more masked. That's never anything I've actually ever tried. Even in like high school, I was never trying to be more masculine. I was just trying to be more of a wallflower. Most anticipated game of the year, Kirby Star Allies. That game is looking so fucking good. Kirby is the bomb. He is the shit. Kirby is everything to me. What's your favorite RPG? Do you even like RPGs? Talk about RPGs. I've never been a big fan of RPGs, especially turn-based ones that aren't like Pokemon. So it's kind of hard for me to get into them that much. I have not tried ones recently. The one I remember that sticks out most to me that's like, okay, this is a done deal, I don't enjoy them as much, is Final Fantasy VII. You know, considered one of the greatest games ever. Yeah, I didn't really like that one that much. I didn't really like playing it, so I have a hard time really thinking, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this RPG. So in that way, I don't think I like RPGs that much, but I need to try some more recently because it's been a while since I have really actively tried to enjoy RPGs. And I'm pretty sure with that, that is the last question I have here. I want to thank you guys so much for interacting with me and listening to what I have to say and talking to me and doing everything you have done for the past year. It's really meant a lot. Well, for the past 6 months. Some of you it's been a year, but for most of you it's been probably around 6 months. Thank you guys so much for listening to me talk about, you know, bullshit and playing games and doing what you have been doing for the past year. It really means a lot, and your support means so much to me. I really don't know how to repay you guys. So I'm just going to continue doing what I do. I love you guys. I will see you guys for another year of videos. Holy shit, that just put so much stress on me saying that out loud. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time, and remember to have fun. Bye, guys.